I welcome you all to Nandip Academy for UPSC and MPSC. In this session, we are going to analyze and study multiple choice questions that are based on The Hindu dated 18th December 2020. Take this challenge and see if you have understood and well read the paper of Hindu. Let's move on to the first question. The first question is, consider the following statements regarding NATO, that is, North Atlantic Treaty Organization. First, NATO was established by the Washington Treaty. Second, it is an intergovernmental military alliance. Which of the above statements are correct? A. One only. B. Two only. C. Both one and two. D. Neither one nor two. So, if you know the answer, in this context it is C. Both one and two statements are correct. Let's see why these statements are correct and what else do you need to know about NATO. NATO is basically the North Atlantic Treaty Organization. It is an intergovernmental military alliance that was established by the Washington Treaty signed on 4th April 1949. The headquarters of NATO is in Brussels, that is Belgium. NATO is a system of collective defense whereby its independent members agree to mutual defense in response to attack by an external party. So this is all that you need to know about NATO. NATO is in news regarding the sanctions that US has imposed over Turkey, as Turkey has gone ahead and purchased the S-400 missile systems from Russia. In that context, NATO is in news. Let's move on to the next question. The next question is about Yogasana. Which of the following is not correct regarding Yogasana? A. Yogasana will be a competitive sport in the country. B. National Board for Promotion and Development of Yoga and Naturopathy has been set up for regulation of education and practice of yoga and naturopathy. C. The National Board for Promotion and Development of Yoga and Naturopathy is established under the Ministry of Ayush. And D. International Yoga Day is celebrated on 21st July every year. So if you're aware of Yogasana and about the news related to Yogasana, you may be able to understand that the first three statements are correct in this context, and the fourth statement, that is International Yoga Day is celebrated on 21st July every year, this statement is incorrect, the answer being 21st June every year. So the first 3 points can also help you in your prelims. Apart from that, they will also help you to write your mains answer if there is anything that is asked related to Yogasana. Apart from this, you also need to know government is thinking about introducing competitive competition on the basis of Yogasana at a global level also. The aims and objectives of the National Board for Promotion and Development of Yoga and Naturopathy are, some of them are, to enhance the quality of yoga and naturopathy education, training, therapy and research, to develop human resources in yoga and naturopathy. Third, to develop standards for yoga and naturopathy training and practices for voluntary adoption. Fourth, to promote accreditation framework relating to yoga and naturopathy for voluntary implementation by institution, including drafting of curriculum and syllabi for various degree, diplomas and programs, and to promote and propagate yoga and naturopathy at the international level. So these are some of the objectives and aims of the National Board for Promotion and Development of Yoga and Naturopathy. So the answer in this context is D, which is incorrect. Let's move on to the next question. The next question talks about the S-400 air defense missile systems. Consider the following statements regarding S-400 air defense missile systems. A. SA-21 Growler is the NATO reporting name of this missile system. 2. The S-400 was developed as an upgrade of the S-300 series of surface-to-surface missile systems. 3. Russia supplied 2 regiments of S-400 Trump system to the armed forces of China by July 2019. Which of the above statements are correct? A. 1 and 2, B. 2 and 3, C. 1 and 3, or D. 1, 2 and 3. If you have read the news about the S-400 missile systems, then you would understand all the three statements in this regard are correct. So the answer would be D. Apart from this information in the first three sentences, we need to know something else also. That is, the new system, that is the S-400, is actually a replacement of the S-300P and S-200 air defense systems of the Russian army. The S-400 was developed as an upgrade of the S-300 series of surface-to-air missile systems. I'm sorry, I've written here surface to surface, but it's actually surface to air missile systems. The systems entered service in April 2007, and the first S-400 was deployed in combat in August 2007. Russia has set up four S-400 regiments defending national airspace in the Moscow region, the Baltic exclave of Kaliningrad, and the Eastern Military District. The contract for delivery of S-400 Triumph to Turkey was signed in April 2017, and the first batch was also delivered to Turkey in July 2019. And because these S-400 missile systems have been delivered to Turkey, and Turkey has actually, after 2 months, has also activated these systems, that US has imposed sanctions on Russia. Apart from China and Turkey, India is also in the race and has signed a contract with Rosoboron Export to deliver S-400 missile systems to India. So that is something else you need to know in the context of S-400 missile systems. Let's see the next question, which is about the share of natural gas in India's energy mix. The share of natural gas in India's energy mix is A 5%, B 6%, C 7%, or D 8%. So this is a very important question in the context of the different types of resources, energy resources that India is deploying to fuel its economy. And the answer is B, 6%. So what else has the government, and how has the government planned to increase this share of natural gas in India's energy mix? The government has planned a $60 billion investment for creating gas infrastructure in the country till 2024. And it also has an objective of increasing the share of natural gas in the energy mix to 15% by 2030. India's first automated national level gas trading platform was unveiled in June this year to promote and sustain an efficient and robust gas market and to foster gas trading in the country. So the government at all levels is trying to promote the use of natural gas, and at the same time is also focusing on building its infrastructure and also taking all that it requires to increase the share of natural gas in the total energy mix of the country. Let's move on to the next question, which is about non-performing assets. What is non-performing asset? That is NPA. It is a loan or an advance for which the principal or interest payment remained overdue. B, it is a type of insurance. Or C, it is a type of mutual fund. Or D, it is none of the above. Now, if you've heard the abbreviation non-performing asset, it's NPA, which stands for non-performing asset. It has been used in the context of banks, where the answer in this context is A. It is used in the context of banks where some borrowers have not been able to repay a particular loan that they have taken for some reason, and that has entered the bank's balance sheet in the form of a non-performing asset. We also need to know that a non-performing asset refers to a classification for loans or advances that are in default or in arrears. A loan is in arrears when principal or interest payments are late or missed. A loan is in default when the lender considers the loan agreement to be broken and the debtor is unable to meet his obligations. Non-performing assets are recorded on a bank's balance sheet after a prolonged period of non-payment by the borrower. NPAs place financial burden on the lender. A significant number of NPAs over a period of time may indicate to regulators that the financial health of the bank is in jeopardy, that is danger. NPAs can be classified as substandard, doubtful, or loss, depending on the length of the time overdue and probability of repayment. So that is all you need to know about the non-performing assets associated with banks. Thank you. That is all for the MCQs on the basis of the Hindu 18th December. See you in the next session with a new set of MCQs. Thank you.